Greetings, fellow YouTuber. My name is Tim. Greetings, fellow YouTuber. My name is Tim. Welcome once again, or perhaps for the first time, to this wonderful little broadcast that has been described on YouTube as Just a Boy and His YouTube channel. This is GainerWorld Live. My name is Tim Gainer. Thank you so much for joining me, as most people do every week. A lot of people for the first time, and that's fine with me. I have no problem with that. We welcome you with open arms, in a manner of gesture and friendliness and all that other jazz. This is pretty much what you're looking at. What we're doing right now is pretty much what we do. We've been doing this for about a year now. And basically what it amounts to is we let our hair down and we just kind of talk to each other through all the COVID and the schmutzing and the times and the stuff and the things. And so we just kind of hang out and we talk to each other. We interact. As you can see, I've got this cool little, this groovy little chat thing that's going on right here. Feel free, get in the chat room. Anything that you put in the chat on YouTube during the live broadcast gets put right there. Right there. It gets put. And we will interact with you. And we won't insult your pride or intelligence all that much. As Gary Hicker has already done, wife's at a huge yard sale. I'm in the car listening to GainerWorld. I can't think of a better way to spend a Friday night, Gary. Stuck in a hot car, waiting for the wife to come out from shopping, watching some garbage YouTube show. But then again, who am I to say what's right or wrong? And if you're doing the same, you could be in a car. You could be watching this on your tablet or on your phone or whatever the case may be. Come on in. We'll be more than glad to talk to you. Always do appreciate the fact that people stop by. We are but mere weeks away from Hugs Fest 2022. We'll get into that discussion in just a little bit. We'll also be talking about everything that's going on the Hugs channel. Hugs 24/7 Radio. If you haven't heard about it yet, where the heck have you been? My goodness gracious me. It is just the coolest thing ever to happen in the history of internet radio. The home of the unsigned artist. Right after this at 8 o'clock, Cyrus Gray, he's got the Hugs Top 10 Countdown. Yes, there's actually a chart. There is actually a chart for the unsigned artist. And you can catch that tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. Right after this broadcast, rush quick like a bunny over to hugs at WRGG.com, HUGSATWRGG.com. And you'll be able to hear that. The best music you've never heard from artists who deserve to be heard. By all means, check it out. And if you become a fan, well, quite honestly, I don't blame you. It has been quite a week. Quite a week, to say the very least. Yeah, I guess we'll just kind of get things going here. Because, well, I mean, it's been a quiet week, but with that week has come, like, lots of heavy-duty news. As I sit here, and if you see the sun bouncing off of my glasses, that is coming through the sunlight from the window here at the GainerWorld International Complex in an undisclosed location, somewhere in the continental United States, a.k.a. a little town that we like to call the great city of Chicago. Got some really bad news last week. It's gotten to the point where, like, I'm starting to start the show with bad news. I mean, obviously, I want this to be a comedy show. We want to be, lighthearted and just kind of talk to each other and everything like that. But it's just not turning out that way, is it? Not these days, anyway. One of them involving Jim Schwall. Now, if you don't know who Jim Schwall is, you need to. Your life is incomplete without knowing who Jim Schwall was. Jim Schwall, this is according to the Isthmus, which is the official newspaper of Madison, Arizona. It says here, legendary blues musician and former Madison resident Jim Schwall died Sunday at his home in Tucson, where he had been living for several years at the age of 79. Now, who is this Jim Schwall character? You've been asking me. The best way I can put this is he was part of possibly one of the greatest, if not the greatest, blues band of all time. I am referring to the Siegel Schwall Band. He, in the mid-'60s, got together with the likes of a young man by the name of Corky Siegel and started gigging around the Chicago area and became quite a fixture in the blues and the rock scene. They toured all over the country. They had many albums out before they broke up in 1974. The band reunited periodically, according to the Isthmus, from 1987. They put out a magnificent live album in 1987 called Reunion that you simply must hear. It talks about the band. You know, you hear the band in all their glory, and you hear the response from the hometown crowd because it was recorded at the Uptown Theater in Chicago. Unfortunately, I couldn't make the show. I wish to God that I had, because I've always been a fan of this band. Along with all of this, he moved to Madison in 1991, performing music solo in bands such as So Dang Yang and the Cajun Strangers. There's a band for you. He also did radio programs on WORT-FM, Madison's very own station, and was seen as a poll worker on the north side and even ran for mayor of Madison in 2002. There is just an amazing array of remembrances flowing in. Maggie Weiser, who was a former member of the band, Andy Ewan, even Corky Siegel himself put out a press statement. People should know Jim was just a beautiful humanitarian and a one-of-a-kind musician. And it is said that he was getting ready to go on tour, do like a little mini tour. Jim Schwall, there's really no understating his importance to the blues scene. One of the best acts in America, according to Billboard magazine. This is from Corky Siegel's website. Seiji Ozawa is the great composer, the great classical composer, worked with Jim Schwall and Corky Siegel on a beautiful, beautiful album that you simply must hear in your lifetime. 3 pieces for blues band and symphony orchestra. Seiji conducted the San Francisco Symphony in 1971. It just was a massive bestseller, scored high on the Billboard chart. And like I said, in 1988, the band got back together for a reunion concert that WXRT here in Chicago presented live. They broadcast it live, and it resulted in their 13th album. And it was just an amazing, amazing piece of work. And they did a couple more albums before they finally called it quits, officially in like 1994, I believe it was. But he was a professor in music. He had a PhD in music. He ran for mayor in Arizona. And if you have never, if the one thing, and this really kind of breaks my heart when I see it, because this is the way everybody wants to remember him. This is the guitar that he played throughout his entire career. It's an electrified Gibson B25 that he played since 1959. Just so incredibly sad and just such a loss to the world of music. Please go out and find any recording by Siegel Schwall that you can. You'll be glad you did, and you'll thank me for it later on. Jim Schwall, unfortunately, passing away at the age of 79. It's really kind of a sad thing. And hail and farewell, Jim. Thanks for the memories, that's for sure. Elena has popped in this evening, as always. Howdy, Elena, and that means the Danimal. Yeah, he is there as well. Always glad to see that. And we appreciate you popping in. If you're new, if you're just, if you're sitting here, and I know you are, I can see it in your eyes. Come on into the chat room. We will not hurt you. We'll insult your intelligence, but we will not hurt you. And no salesman will call or visit at any one time, I promise you. We talk about the music scene a lot on this show. And, well, it is no, how can I put this politely without going off on a complete tangent? It is no secret to anybody who is a regular viewer of this little waste of bandwidth that I throw out every Friday night. And it's no secret my complete and utter disdain for what I consider to be the recording conspiracy. This is why I am in a partnership with an internet radio station that centers on the unsigned artist. Because they deserve to be heard without the politics and the ripoff and the conspiracy and the graft and the embezzlement that is the recording conspiracy. Yes, I said those. Sue me, I dare you. This from Rolling Stone is a great example of just what I'm talking about. And this is an example of just how far the recording conspiracy will go to try to make money off the backs of hardworking players. Remember a band called Orleans? Some of the older viewers will appreciate this band. They had a great string of hits in like the mid 70s. Dance with Me, Still the One. Love Takes Time, which was another great hit for theirs. Well, it turns out that a couple of the members of the band have sued Warner Music Group, according to Rolling Stone. And, of course, Warner Brothers Records, over a dispute regarding royalty deductions. How many times have we heard this in the music industry before? A dispute regarding royalty deductions the companies instituted that the members claim weren't disclosed to them. Suddenly, the label is taking money from the royalties from the artists, and they were never told about it or why. How strange. The band is still around today. They still gig out. They still play all over the place. But John Hall, who a lot of you may remember, and Lance Hopin, I'm sorry. Sorry to mess up your name like that, Lance. They filed a class action lawsuit last week alleging that Warner, get this now, pay attention to this. This is important. This is a prime example of what the recording conspiracy is doing to artists. Alleging that Warner has been deducting royalties from them through international intercompany charges. Through international, quote, intercompany charges, close quote, where Warner's foreign affiliate companies cut into what the label pays the artists. Hall and Hopin claimed that they weren't aware of this fee, surprise of surprises, and believed the royalties were a complete 50-50 split. Warner the suit alleges, quote, sought to minimize the revenues paid to plaintiffs and class members for digital streaming by engaging improper in, let me try that again. They sought to minimize the revenues paid to plaintiffs and class members for digital streaming by engaging in improper accounting practices for earnings generated outside of the United States. So in short, Warner is paying them less because allegedly they have to pay more to foreign companies for streaming services. Gee, I've got both my albums on many international streaming services. Of course, I released my stuff myself and didn't go through the recording conspiracy. And I've seen none of that. Amazing, isn't it? Along with the suit, Hall supplied, let me try that again, my apologies. Along with the suit, Hall supplied a royalty statement that he got from Warner last year, which, as the suit notes, includes a section that would mark royalty deductions, but that section was left blank. Aside from the alleged lack of disclosure, Hall and Hoppin's suit criticizes the actual fee itself, referring to foreign fees as, quote, a relic of the days when the collection of revenues from foreign record sales entailed significant labor. Because back in the day, they had foreign affiliates that would pack the records and put them in the sleeves and send them out and put them in the stores, etc., etc. This is the digital age. Y'all don't need that no mo. But Warner is charging them for it. Or allegedly, some foreign affiliate is allegedly charging them for. The practice, according to the suit, reflects Warner's ability, according to Rolling Stone and the statement. Well, here, let me just read what Rolling Stone is writing directly. Today, digital music distribution is much easier than shipping and hawking physical product, which is true, making such deductions less justifiable. You think? The practice, according to the suit, reflects Warner's ability to manipulate their foreign affiliate practices with no commercial justification beyond self-enrichment. Let me repeat that sentence because it's extremely important that we all understand what's happening here. The practice, according to the suit, direct quote from the suit, from Rolling Stone, quote, reflects Warner's ability to manipulate their foreign affiliate practices with no commercial justification beyond self-enrichment. Part of the origin from Orleans' suit comes from how old the recording contract is and how much the music business has changed since then. Older record contracts are more likely to have outdated terms, which is very true. While music consumption was driven completely by physical sales before the digital age. Today, however, sales are almost entirely from streaming. Such a technology doesn't exist and therefore wasn't stipulated in Orleans' contract, leaving it less definitive for how streaming would be handled for the band. The suit states that Warner told the band that they'd be getting digital royalty statements and didn't specify any extra terms. But, as Hall's royalty statement shows, a large majority of Orleans' royalties comes from just the U.S. In a 6-month period, from July to December, of about $68,000, which is pretty good, even by today's money. Orleans' catalog brought in about 93% came from U.S. sales. It isn't exactly clear how much was deducted through the hidden foreign fees, unless they were dramatically high. Most of Orleans' sales came from the States. But if Warner enacted a similar policy across a significant number of legacy artists, the fees would likely add up to a large sum. In other words, if they're doing this to Orleans, who else are they doing it to, and how much is Warner getting as a result? It's not immediately clear if the suit will proceed as a class action lawsuit. Apparently, Lenny Williams sued Warner about similar claims back in 21, but his case wasn't granted class action status. But among the counts listed in the suit are fraud and breach of contract. How many times have we heard this from how many particular labels? Does anybody remember the 103 lawsuits? 103 lawsuits EMI had alone for just this problem, the collection of royalties. To the point where it got so bad that Paul McCartney and Madonna both jumped ship. Anybody remember that? Yeah. So it hasn't changed. And it's not going to change. Not for a while. Not unless somebody jumps in and realizes that, we got to do something. We got to do something fast. And the only thing that I see actually happening, and I really, in one way, I don't want this to happen, because then that means that somebody else will have their fingers in the pie. And God knows there's enough already. But unless there's government regulation against the recording conspiracy, this is going to keep happening. It's been happening for about 40, 50 years. And this is just the latest in a string. Gary is saying in the chat, it's another record label ripoff. You think? How odd. Everyone gets rich except the band. Yep. Robert Fripp said it best. If you're looking to get rich in rock and roll, it's best to become a plumber. It's about the best I can do on that. So we'll keep you posted on that. Pardon me. We'll keep you posted on that little bit of headline news. In the meantime, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. I have a reason for doing this one particular song this week. I'm not going to get into it on the air, because as everyone knows, there are certain things that I will not talk about on this show. But to the people who understand this song, I dedicate it to you. To the people that don't understand this song, I can only say, may God have mercy on you, and maybe one day you will. As soon as you're born, they make you feel small by giving you no time instead of it all, till the pain is so big you feel nothing at all. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. They hurt you at home, they hit you at school. They hate you if you're clever, and they despise a fool. till you're so fucking crazy you can't follow the rules. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. When they've tortured and scared you for 20 odd years, then they expect you to pick a career. When you can't really function, you're so full of fear. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. Keep you doped with religion and sex and TV, and you think you're so clever and classless and free, but you're still fucking peasants as far as I can see. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. There's room at the top, they're telling you still. But first you must smile as you learn how to kill. If you want to be like the folks on the hill. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. If you want to be a hero, then just follow me. If you want to be a hero, then just follow me. John Lennon's Working Class Hero. If you get it, you get it. We'll be right back. You've heard all the stories. You've heard the rumors. You've heard the predictions and promises. Now, make your plans, put in for the vacation time, and get ready to buy tickets. Hugs Fest is coming. The Peace Valley Barefoot Festival, in cooperation with Hugs 24/7 Radio, presents Hugs Fest 2022. Thursday, August 11th through Sunday, August 14th at the Peace Valley Farm Grounds in Shelton, Washington. 4 days of camping, vendors, family-friendly events, and the greatest lineup of unsigned independent artists ever assembled from across the country, with proceeds going to the Schweitzer Strong Foundation to benefit victims of traumatic brain injury. All your Hugs favorites will be there. Taylor Road, Stargazy Pie, Chris Mess, Don All, Another Color of Gray,
It's a perfect world.
Craig Meekum,
Take me down to Houston.
Jerry Gaff,
In your Cadillac.
Megan Paulette,
You're gonna hear me on the radio.
The Tim Gainer Experience, The Incredible Edibles Band, Yiga Digga, and the legendary Jim Baz Night Band. All this and an appearance by Professor Heine Bach. If you only make one plan this year, make sure it's for this event. The Peace Valley Barefoot Festival, in cooperation with Hugs 24/7 Radio, presents Hugs Fest 2022. Thursday, August 11th through Sunday, August 14th at the Peace Valley Farm Grounds in Shelton, Washington, with proceeds going to the Schweitzer Strong Foundation to benefit victims of traumatic brain injury. Tickets are on sale now, including full festival packages, family packages, and pre-show discounts at brownpapertickets.com. That's brownpapertickets.com. Hugsfest 2022. Don't even think about missing this once-in-a-lifetime event. Get your tickets now. It is going to be a hoot and a holler of a great time. Well, I strongly suggest that if you have nothing planned for this summer, then definitely make a point of going out there. August 11th through the 14th is going to be an incredible time, incredible music, incredible people, all for an incredible cause. The Schweitzer Strong Foundation to benefit traumatic brain injuries. Just so you know, because people have been asking me about, what's this about? Have you seen anything about it? I can tell you this: there's going to be vendors out there. There's supposed to be some family-friendly events going on. Like stuff going on for the kids, and there's going to be all kinds of people out there. As you saw yourself, Yigadiga, myself. We're definitely bringing the experience out there. I wouldn't miss this for anything. There is about 40 acres. It very, very, shades of Max Yasgur that we're going to have all this space. So if you've got a camper, if you've got an RV, hey, get the Bluebird going and let's head out there. It's going to be a terrific time. 4 days. The Schweitzer Strong Foundation, definitely, they need your help, and we're going to be doing this. So definitely, by all means. The Peace Valley Music Festival and Hugs Fest 2022. Tickets available at brownpapertickets.com. They have special packages for families. They've got special packages for just one-day events, just one-day passes, full weekend passes. It's going to really be something. It really is. And I hope to see you out there because we're going to have us a time. Let me tell you. Speaking of times, this is something that came up. Something that came up yesterday. And I really, to be honest with you, I was going to pass this by. I was going to go, this is just another one of those weird little pieces of tech talk that people just don't get. But, yeah, no. I don't know too many people that don't have one of these. I know I don't. I do not have. Do you have like an Amazon Echo? You know what I'm talking about, right? You've seen these things before, right? The Amazon Echo. Alexa, tell me a joke. The kids think that it's such great fun, to be able to talk to this inanimate object and it talks back to you. Which you can pay anywhere between like $35 and $200 for. And now this thing will go so far as to like turn down your heat and turn the lights on. And, and I almost got one until I heard about, well, you do realize that it does pick up certain information and it does have certain tracking devices that can imitate your lifestyle. But it's for the betterment of Alexa, you see. As you grow, Alexa grows with you. Yeah. My behind. You guys want to know what I'm up to. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but there's a couple of things I've seen at a couple of friends' houses that kind of defy coincidence, if you ask me. But this thing out of the New York Post, not really sure what's going on here with this one. Apparently, Amazon has announced a function in the Amazon Dots, in the Amazon Dots and the Amazon Echoes and whatever else Alexa resides in, so to speak. They haven't, and we all know that Alexa is AI. It's artificial intelligence. I get it, okay? But now, and I'm going to read this straight out of the New York Post, and tell me what you think of this. Alexa may soon be here to help with a cutting-edge new feature that will reportedly allow you to speak to the dead. Specifically, Alexa, the digital helper, will channel the deceased, developing technology to talk to people in the voice of the departed person. Think about this. It's kind of, you and your buddies are getting drunk one night, and you went, hey, dude, let's hold this. Hey, Hans. Oh, let's talk to your Uncle Mud. Mud, are you there? Hello, Jimmy. I've been waiting for you. Now, this is out of the Independent. They're saying this. On Wednesday, Amazon's Mars conference, and I'm not even sure what that is, quite honestly. But they announced this impersonation function, saying that it's a way to, quote, make the memories last. The way this works, and I need to jump in here for a second because my favorite Irish gay teddy bear, Carl Keegan, has jumped in, said we should never have left 8-track carts. We knew where we were with them. This is true. And even Liz Jecka has popped in saying, every time you say Alexa, my device goes into blue mode. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Liz has an Echo in her house. And every time I say, see, you want to see me really cheese here, hold on. You want to really watch me here, cut this for a minute, Rich. You want to watch me really, Alexa, turn Liz's temperature down to 68 degrees. Liz, tell me how long it takes for that to work. Carl says, now with speakers you can turn on the light in Chicago. I don't think so. I've changed it from Alexa to computer, a la Star Trek. That's even funnier. Which you're welcome. See, it's the little things. This is what I'm here for. Think of me as a public-spirited citizen. But yeah, even Carl, I like that, I can mess with your stuff too. Computer. Warm up Carl's dilithium crystals. Liz says she likes 75. Watch this. Liz, turn whatever you're listening to. If you're listening on your laptop or if you're listening on a tablet or something like that, turn the volume up all the way. Go ahead. I'll wait. Alexa, turn Liz's temperature up to 75. We'll take a moment here to wait for Liz's reaction. Meanwhile, Carl is saying, she just said, I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean. See, this is exactly what this is. Okay? Now they have gone a step further with all of this. Amazon said that after listening to the audio, It said it didn't support that. Oh my gosh. It doesn't support your thermostat? Is this coming from your thermostat? It should be coming from the thermostat. Why would it not? Carl's Alexa is confused about dilithium crystals, and Liz's doesn't support that. Well, then, y'all haven't been teaching Alexa enough. Alexa's dumb at your house. Because allegedly, according to the New York Post and the Independent, what happens is that after listening to audio of the deceased for just a minute, Alexa could be able to perfectly recreate their voice a la an oral necromancer. I think I opened for oral necromancer once. And I think if I remember correctly, Carl, isn't that what we called you on the podcast? This is according to CNET. A video promo for the feature shows a child asking Alexa to have Grandma finish reading me The Wizard of Oz. Whereupon the cybernetic impressionist immediately adjusted its voice to a soothing, less monotone tone while reading the book. Amazon stressed in the announcement that Alexa's deceased cosplay won't eliminate the pain of loss. Gosh, you think? No, Jimmy, it won't make the pain of losing Mom go away. But it'll be like she's right there with you. Oh, man. Didn't Katie Seagal do a Disney movie like this once? However, the story goes on, the commerce giant insists it will help loved ones live on in our minds, citing the fact that, quote, so many of us have lost someone we love, end quote, especially during the pandemic. Okay, update. Liz says you didn't turn the air conditioning. Oh, you didn't say turn the air. Okay, all right. Let's try that instead. Let's go back here for a sec. Let's go back. All right, let's try it like this. Again, Liz, turn your device up, which in itself sounds really suggestive. Alexa, turn the air conditioning to 75. So the morbid seeming feature, as we continue, is apparently still in development. It's still in development, and was met with skepticism on Twitter. People apparently went about the Twitters with this. Okay, this has to be seen. Liz just said, the AC is set to 75. Thanks. Oh, wow. As for Carl, let's see, what can we do to Carl? Hey, you asked me to, okay? I'm just saying, you asked me to do it. I could turn it like way down and freeze you out, but I don't do that. And you know why? Because we're friends, and I appreciate you, and I wouldn't do something like that to you live on the air. It will, okay, Carl's saying about his computer, it'll only turn on and off 2 lights and play Spotify tunes. Computer, play Grace Jones. Tell me what song it plays. So anyway, people went about the Twitters to talk about this new thing that Amazon is trying to do with its Echo. One critic said, and this is a quote, because of course what makes memories last is endless digital replicas of them. Sure, let's clone things. What do you say? Always sounds like fun. Another said, uploading old voicemails so I can program Alexa to have my dead grandparents say, beware, beware at 3 a.m. I knew it. Grace Jones, Slave to the Rhythm on Spotify. Computer, play Tim Gainer's Honor Among Thieves album. You're welcome, Carl. Other detractors, for Echo, you need to say Echo Play. Well, no, see, the thing is that if you read the chat, Carl is changed it from Alexa to computer, like Captain Kirk would have done in Star Trek, because Carl's like that. We question Carl's sanity frequently. Uploading old voice. Another detractor compared it to the Be Right Back episode of the British TV show Black Mirror, in which a woman orders an AI facsimile of her dead husband. Oh, I have both of the devices. Okay. Well, let's try it with you then, Liz. Let's do this. Echo, play Tim Gainer's Honor Among Thieves album. Yeah, they'll be happy for you. Black Mirror literally did. Now, again, this is according to the New York Post. This is according to the Independent via the New York Post. We have to give credit where it's due here. Black Mirror literally did an entire episode about why this is a terrible idea, one critic wrote. Another wrote, Black Mirror was supposed to be a warning, not a sales pitch. Oh, man. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that? Let's say you come home late one night. And you walk through the door, and you've had a couple, it's after closing time. And all of a sudden you hear it played Sounds of Silence? Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, let's try that. Echo, play Tim Gainer, The Sunrise Also Fell. Okay, it played Sounds of Silence. Did it play Simon & Garfunkel or did it play Disturbed? That's important. That's important to know. Apparently the artificial intelligence at Liz's house, maybe not so intelligent. Amazon has yet to announce, by the way, playing Tim Gainer, intro, Love and Death on an American Guitar. It's heavy breathing. Yep, that's... Okay, so yes, it is playing it. It is playing it. You're welcome, Carl. We're going to waste the next 43 minutes of your life. Amazon, by the way, has yet to announce when or even if this is going to be available to the public. But, really? Have we come to this? Really now? You told me for years I was messing with your fantasy. Who are you kidding? But seriously, think about that for a minute. You come home, and it's after closing time, and you walk through the door. You live alone, by the way. And you've had a couple of frosty cold ones. Knock back a couple of Steve Weisers. And you walk through the door, and the first thing you hear is your mother's voice in the background going, Where have you been? I don't care who you are. That stuff's going to sober you up. And it's going to put the fear of God in you real quick. And, just how many people can actually handle that kind of thing? I don't mean to be flippant about this. When you get right down to it, there are people, it's like hush, hush, sweet Charlotte, okay? I mean, you think you're seeing Daddy's face when you know it's not Daddy's face. But Charlotte thought it was Daddy's face, and she just kind of went, hoy. So, yeah. So look for that in a store near you real soon. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know what to think about that. Yeah, and I've never, ever, ever, ever wanted one of these things. No, I take that back. I did. Like I said earlier, I did want one. I thought about it. Let me put it to you that way. I thought about it. But then I saw that, all these stories are coming out about this thing's gathering data on you, and Amazon is storing it, and the government wants it, and things like that. And I'm going, yeah, no. Let's see. Carl is saying here, my mother put the fear of God into me till she died in 2009. I remember that. To hear her from recordings, I made still makes me pay attention. I don't want to hear this on Alexa. Now, see, this is a perfect example of this, okay? This is a perfect example. Yeah. See, but also understand that you don't need all those recordings. All you need to do is play a snippet of those recordings for about a minute. And somehow the AI in Alexa will somehow be able to synthesize that and change Alexa's voice to that of, say, for example, Carl's mother. Again, you and your buddies come home at closing time. You guys have been friends for years, known each other since grade school. Come walking through the door. And, here's Mom in the background going, I hope you haven't been drinking. You lose friends real quick. Carl says, what we need is a Richard Simmons Alexa. No, we don't. That's like saying we need a Phyllis Diller Alexa. No, that's like saying we need a Gilbert Gottfried Alexa. Seriously now? That's what you do to really mess with your friends. Get a recording of Gilbert Gottfried. And then when they walk through the door, I hope you haven't been out imbibing yourself. Yeah. That would be kind of a cool April Fool's trick now that I think about it. Get someone who's afraid of horror movies. They walk through the door. And they say, good evening. I certainly hope that you had a lovely evening. Alexa, where's Chris King? Are we gonna start a Carmen Sandiego thing about Chris King? Is that what you want to do? Yeah, Chris apparently is not with us tonight. Our occasional guest co-host, he pops into the chat every now and then. But apparently he's not around. I think he's jamming tonight. I think he's out doing some gig tonight, I think. At least I hope so. Because he is very deserving of it, to say the very least. But yeah, you could do that. You know, and further reports that I've heard from the New York Post are saying that, you know, this wasn't the whole idea that Amazon had. It just wanted to be able to do like voice recognition, you know, like Carl wants to know, am I touring? Have you seen my website? Have you looked at my website? Have you looked at timgainer.com? Do you know that I'm playing in August in Pennsylvania? Do you know, oh, Carl, do I have to do this all over again? Do you pay attention? Peace Valley Music Festival, August 11th through the 14th, Shelton, Washington. Who's going to be there? Tim Gainer Experience is going to be there. Hello? How many times do we have to remind you of this? Carl! Let's get it together over there, son. Yes, I'm touring. It's a mini tour. It's a very mini tour, but I haven't seen your website. I don't see Cork on the hit list of locations. Well, get me over to Cork then. Haven't seen my website. TimGainer.com. Your one-stop shop for all things Gainer. Goodness me. You haven't seen my website. And you call yourself a friend. Used to say I was one of your fantasies. But I won't talk about that publicly. The bottom right picture looks like dangerous, almost cultish. You'll never know, will you? He's if you take a real close look, this is the one that Carl's talking about. Yeah. Well, it's a festival. And anytime I see those, I think about the fire hoopists at my house one year. Do we have time to talk about that? Yeah, we've got a couple minutes. We'll talk about this real fast. For Eric 21st, someone's in for a burning, or at least a really good branding, if nothing else. Eric's 21st birthday, we had all kinds of weird things happening at our house. But the thing that got us the most was when we were outside, and we had a small backyard, and a couple of girls came out, who I knew but I didn't know, and I heard, "Stand back!" And sure as God made little green apples, they had these hula hoops with torches on them. And they lit the torches. And they're hula hooping. And these torches are going. And the fire is burning. And they're just having themselves a great time. And we're all looking at each other going, yeah, how do we top this? Can't. Just can't. Oh, just some of the fun things that happened to me in my life. Everybody says I should write a book about this, but, honestly, I can't do that to any librarian in the world because they wouldn't know how to catalog it. Is it fiction? Is it nonfiction? This is too good to be real. Yeah, whatever. But in the meantime, yeah, it's about time that we get on out of here. And I certainly do appreciate everybody that participated in the chat. Thank you very much. I certainly appreciate it. If you're watching the replay, you can always leave comments down in the comments section down below. We will answer you. We will answer you with the comments. We certainly do appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. We're over 100 subscribers. Can we get 200? Can we get 200? Let's try. If you're new, like, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. Hit the notification bell. In other words, if you like it, hey, you know what to do. Thanks for watching. My name is Tim Gainer. We'll see you next week. We out. Peace!